Hey lovelies, how are you today? I'm absolutely Baltic. I've been sat with a hot water bottle and a blanket this morning, even though the heating's on. Can't wait to get the new heating put in next week. Brr. So I wanted to talk to you today because I'm hearing this a lot from the mums that I'm working with, is they feel like they're under pressure to be some kind of pregnant superwoman. Now, let's face it, there's a lot going on these days. Social media is a brand new thing. I remember 20 years ago when some of my friends were very first pregnant and their pregnancy bumps were quite concealed. You know, they were quite secret and they almost did their best not to show everybody that they were pregnant. And now it's gone 100% the other way. And that's a good thing because it means that there's lots of education out there. There's lots of chat about birth. There's lots of chat about babies. Did you know that bumpies were a thing? A bumpy is a bump selfie, a bumpy. If you're on Instagram, look for it, #bumpy. There's stuff absolutely everywhere. It's very, very fun. But does that make you feel like you're under pressure somehow to be some kind of empowered pregnant superwoman? So now there's all sorts of chat around how you are announcing your pregnancy. How did you tell your partner? See all these really clever posts all over the internet of other children with baby grows on or little t-shirts on saying, I'm going to be a big brother. There's a lot of pressure in a lot of different ways. Are you going to have a gender reveal party? Is there some kind of big fanfare about whether or not you are having a little boy or a little girl? How are you going to announce the birth? Is there going to be some big secret thing? Is there going to be a guess what? The baby has just appeared. I read a story last week about a couple who had a baby during lockdown, and because lockdown has gone on for so long, they didn't tell anyone they were even expecting, and then they just turned up at Christmas time with a baby, much to the amazement of everybody else who had no idea there was even a baby on its way. So there's lots and lots of different kind of chat, even at that very early stage. And then when you start to tune in, start to read more, and because of the way that social media is very clever, Big Brother is always watching you. So you might find now that you're getting lots and lots of stuff through your newsfeed, all about pregnancy, all about birth, all about what to expect. It's probably one of the reasons why you find me in the first place, or why I mysteriously appeared into your newsfeed. And so you're getting lots and lots of information. It's up to you to discern what kind of information you're looking for to make sure that what you're getting is stuff that's really supporting and helping you. So it's something I wanted to share, which actually filled me with quite a bit of sadness. A couple of weeks ago, I was flicking through social media, as you do, scroll, and I stumbled on a post that was written by another hypnobirthing teacher, and she was running a really amazing program to help women to overcome some of their fears around birth. And there was quite a few comments written underneath that, and I'd just like to share them with you. And these are publicly written, they are available to be seen anywhere. But when I saw these, they really just, oh gosh. So this post was all about the ability to give birth feeling calm, feeling confident, feeling secure, for the birth to be as painless as possible and as comfortable and easy as possible. And whilst there was plenty of people championing that within the comments below, there was also some of these comments. How about a safe birth, a stress-free birth? Women have enough pressure to put on them at one time. They need to be in peace. Stop mum-shaming those who have used pain relief when it comes to giving birth. Everyone has different thresholds of pain. Stop adding pressure to those who don't want it. A pain-free childbirth. I've had 3. I don't know how you could ever make it pain-free in the first place. That was just one of them. With one of my children, I did everything right. I breathed through the pain. I went for a walk. I tried distractions with music. I had a birth partner, but it didn't go to plan. And I am grateful for all of the medical support and intervention that was there. It kept me and my baby alive and breathing. Let's not forget that women have been doing this for years, but also a lot of women have had a lot of complications. Posts like this, promising a calm and relaxed birth, are dangerous to those who have failed to have the perfect birth. How can you promise no complications because you sign up to a course? How about a safe birth, a stress-free birth? Lots and lots of comments. This doesn't do anything for the mental well-being of new mums. I've had 3 babies. I'm pregnant with my 4th. My first labour was long. I tried to breathe. It was too much. I had an epidural. Then I had a C-section. I must have failed as a mother. My thoughts exactly. Thank you for articulating them so well. You know, when I read posts like that, a little part of me dies because it's the opposite of what we're trying to do. We are here to help you as birth workers, as birth educators, to understand that yes, birth can be risky at times, and birth can also be a safe, very safe event that happens in your life. It can be life-changing, it can be transformative, it can be one of the most amazing things that you ever do. And I know personally, I never promise, I 100% never ever promise or guarantee that by doing anything that I teach, and this wasn't written about my courses, but I never promise that doing anything that I teach can guarantee you a calm, relaxed, pain-free and complication-free birth. But guess what? Nobody in the world can, because curveballs happen, stuff happens. We cannot predict 100% in advance what is going to happen for you. But what we are doing, what I am doing from the very, very bottom of my heart, is doing my best to help you to have as calm and relaxed and confident a birth as possible. And that comes from understanding birth, from understanding what happens during birth, from understanding your body, your psychology, your subconscious mind, the physiology, how your body is designed to be able to give birth. It doesn't mean that sometimes things don't quite work out the way you want them to. Of course they do. You know, you've got 2 elbows, I've got 2 elbows, I've got hypermobile joints. You probably don't. You know, that makes a difference within my body, how it works. You might have a little bit of something in your body that makes your body work a little bit differently. But in essence, women's bodies are designed to be able to give birth. The uterus is a muscle. It's a muscle that you cannot exercise in advance, but you can learn through breathing techniques, through understanding how the parasympathetic nervous system works, so that you can be more calm, so that you can support and have powerful surges that are effective and bring your baby a step closer to you every time, instead of just making you feel exhausted and washed out. And so it's really understanding that you can, that kind of birth is possible, but nobody can promise you that kind of birth. Nobody can say it will 100% go your way, it will 100% go to plan. But we can tell you, because science tells us, that understanding your body, your mind, knowing how to make yourself as calm and relaxed as possible, really stacks the odds in your favour of getting the kind of birth that you are looking for. And so just take a moment to think about that, because doing nothing, you might be the most chilled out person in the world. Maybe you will still go on to have a really comfortable labour. I don't know. I can't tell for sure. I know some of the most chilled out people who have gone to the wall. I know some of the most stressed out people who have done hypnobirthing courses, who have come to prenatal yoga, who go on to have really chilled out births. You can't tell, but we do know that you can stack the odds in your favour, and the more calm that you are during pregnancy, the more calm that you can learn to be for labour and for birth, the more likely it is that you will have a better birth experience. Now, the language that we're using in lots of these courses, and again, this is not a criticism of anybody who uses this language, it's understanding that at times this can be where some of that pressure comes from, to be able to go out and ace your birth, to boss your birth, to give birth like a badass. All of these things are designed to be empowering. They're not designed to be something else that weighs down on your mind, so that if you need to have an epidural, a C-section, ventouse, the forceps, if you choose all the pain relief that there is going, if you screen the house down, none of that means that you have failed. All of that means that you are strong, you are courageous, and you've done what it takes to birth your baby. Whether your baby comes out the sunroof that is your stomach or comes out from between your legs, you have still gone on to birth your baby, and that takes courage. That takes an amazing, amazing person. So do your thing 100%. Find the truth tellers. Find the people that are going to support you. Find the community that's going to support you. Find the teachers who inspire you, who help you to realise that this is possible, but it's not something else above your head where you can get written down in your school report card, could have done better. 100% not. Antenatal education, hypnobirthing, is all about understanding your choices, understanding how your body works, so that you can go into the labour room, wherever that might be, whether it's a pool at home with chilled out music playing and battery operated tea lights in the background, or whether you're in a hospital, whether you've decided you want pain relief in advance, whether you know that you just do not want to go through a vaginal birth and that you want to have a C-section, and for whatever reason that is permitted for you. Do not feel like you have failed, because you have birthed your baby. And that is the most important thing in the world, how you feel about the birth that you had and the fact that you have a baby in your arms at the end of it. So this has all gone very serious from what I was intending to say at the start, but please, please, please take the pressure off yourselves for birth to be a certain way. Take the pressure off yourself to look a certain way. Take the pressure off yourself to act a certain way. Take the pressure off yourself that you are pregnant during a lockdown. And that is not easy. You are not able to go to so many of the classes where you look at somebody else's bump and say, oh, their bump's bigger than mine, it's smaller than mine. Your bump is perfect. Some people don't have a bump for many, many, many weeks. You might be 16, 17 plus weeks before you have that bump. Some other people might be talking about how they can feel the baby moving really early on, and you don't even feel pregnant. You feel nothing. Absolutely nothing. Is there even anything in there? You don't know. Well, you do know, but it feels like you don't know. All of these different things are pressure. All of them. And understanding the process from start to finish. Understanding that you have this baby within you. You've been gifted this baby in whatever way, shape or form they got there. And you can do this. However you choose to birth, you can do this. By allowing yourself to have that information, that education, to begin to build the courage, the confidence, the faith within yourself is what's so, so important to you, knowing that you had the right kind of birth on the day, that you didn't just walk in there and go with whatever the flow looked like, that was somebody else's flow. You know, was it your flow? Was it your birth partner's flow? Was it the consultant's flow, the midwife's flow? Everybody's flow is different. And so recognizing and understanding that you have choices. You do have choices. And whether you choose to have an epidural, a C-section, any of those things that I've mentioned, you are doing the very best for you and your baby on the only day in your lives that you get to birth that baby. So whatever you do, take the pressure off yourself. You are amazing. You will do this, however it happens. And there will be an amazing tribe of women, an amazing number of other women out there to support you on the other side. So rest assured that we are all rooting for you. I forget the number now, I'll post it down below. How many millions of women, hundreds of thousands of women are giving birth at the same time as you every single day. And so recognising there is support there for you. We're all rooting for you just to be well, to feel empowered as a mum. And don't let the talk of being empowered, of being a badass, of bossing it, don't let any of that talk beat you down into thinking that you have failed or that you're not doing a good enough job right now, because you are, and we see you, and we love you. And that's it. Have a lovely lunch, whatever you're going to do. I'm going to go and see my mum, who's in my bubble. She birthed me, no matter what. Lots of love. Bye bye for now.